So recently I have been tasked to create a set on a rotating bowl. So the idea is that you have a character and he's walking and the set and his environment slowly pass him by. I'm tasked to create the set and also the character, the aesthetics, whilst someone else is going to create the sound, the music for it. So we had decided to separate the bowl into several different parts. I thought of doing a village scene, a forest scene, a snow, and then one more magical cloud bridge scene, basically. Each one separated equally for the set. So the first task was to paint the ball, make it all green, make it all have a nice base, so that then I can apply some fake grass and some other little elements and make it smoother and have a nice colored base. This is the first time that I used the grass applicator, so it was a little bit scary. I do suggest you read the instructions first. The metal net on it does indeed have electric currents that come through, so if you do touch it, you will get a nasty shock, so do be careful with that. There's some techniques to make sure that the current and everything is gone when you have turned it off. I do like to take out the battery as soon as I'm done with it. So there are a lot of tutorials online as well if you have more questions about the grass applicator, about how to create these little turfs of grass as well. It's simply by putting a dip of glue and then doing the same technique, just sprinkling grass on top of it. Put the glue on a baking sheet so that's easy to remove. Many elements were also created by foam clay, just because it has that light weight and it will kind of, in a way, help distribute all of the weight a little bit better, even though at the end there is a part, especially the bridge scene, where I had to carve out things, so the weight lost balance anyway. But still, it was still nice to have a more lightweight bowl. I use this broken cloth hanger as well to create a little stand for the bowl, just so that I can rotate it and so that everything that's on there won't get squished, so it's nice and lifted.
Should be. So, right, I don't get this. I mean, you work all the time, and you have to go on road trips, and when you come back, you apples or oranges, Then I can't donate my hair, and I really want to do the one big chop, so I can, but that should tell you what my headspace I was in yesterday. I've allotted literally like 6 hours to cut my hair, so.
For the snow scene, at first I wanted to create it using this air dry clay. Then I carved out little ditches in a way for the ponds or little patches of water. Of course, however, the clay dries and it is very heavy, so that didn't work very well. This is the first time I'm also using this Diorama Water Texture. It worked really well. I did create layers that were a tiny bit too thick. I would suggest doing it layer by layer. Mixing sand and dirt with glue also allowed me to create little rocky, lumpy pathways. Of course, the clay on the ball on a foam ball did not stick very well, and it slowly started chipping away. So I had to find another solution, and that solution was baking powder mixed in with some glue to create the snow.
Qu'est-ce que je vais te nommer? Je vais te nommer l'amour, l'amour tendre, l'amour qui chante doucement dans mon cœur, l'amour sans logique à la raison.
The trees were also created by foam clay. I saw this technique of where you use some felt and wrap it around some of the branches, glue it there. Then you use this adhesive spray a tiny bit the felt, and then you can glue on those little bits of moss that you often have for miniatures. And this kind of creates a nice little net where all of the moss texture can sit on. Now, in the beginning, the forest was supposed to be a very cohesive forest, beautiful, magical, etc. But I kind of, at one point when I was making it, I wanted it to have that white bark and orange leaf texture, orange leaf aesthetic. I really love those photos that you often have of autumn time, and I thought also it'd be a great transition into the snow scene as well. next for the bridge scene. So I first cut a little hole to put the bridge over, and then used this black felt to kind of create a little ditch to make it look like a little ditch maybe. Then I colored the foam. The foam texture is quite nice because it kind of looks like soil anyway, and from top it kind of looks like little petals, so it sort of works for the idea of a pathway. Then little balsa woods to create the bridge. I am so fast. We can spend the summer, the winter, and everything between, just like we are meant to be. Met you on the black and brown watercolor with a lot of water, so the wood can soak it in nicely and create a little variation there. For the clouds, I used these cotton blobs, these cotton things, I guess for makeup maybe, I'm not really sure. There were some bio cotton things for like makeup removal stuff. These were said to be 100% cotton, so I'm assuming they're biodegradable. This was indeed the texture that I was really looking for, despite the bowl being this horrible foam. I do try to make things that are more biodegradable and more sustainable. That is hard within art itself as well, especially model making too. But that is the goal for future projects. We could spend the summer, the winter, and everything between, just like we are meant to be. Met you on the 3rd of December. Oh, how could I forget? Baby, I miss you even when you're next to me. So here's the final result of the aesthetics of the bowl. I might still tweak it a tiny bit before shooting, especially adding maybe a tiny bit more trees where the houses are. I also need to make sure when filming that the pathway for the character actually looks aesthetically pleasing. If there are little things to tweak, I will tweak them. And the most important is the stand, how to make this bowl turn. If any of you have any ideas, please leave a comment at the bottom. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share it if you think anyone else will be interested in this. I have a lot of ideas coming up. I hope you stick around, and I'll see you soon. 再见。